Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. This evening we're going to discuss the Kilka Stotram. Atha, Kilakam. Please join me and we'll chant it together. Om Asya Sri Kilakam Antrasya Sri Varishi Anashtra Chandaha Sri Mahasaraswati Devata Sri Jagadamba Pratyartam Saptasati Bhakam Gatvain Nachapi Yoga Om Namas Chandikaya Vini Markandeo Vacha Om Vishuddha Gyana Deyaya Trivedi Divya Chakshasre Sreha Prati Vividaya Namaha Smardadarine Sarvamidha Vijaniyan Mantram Nama Kilakam Subhikshima Bhavadoti Sapadam Chapyatatpara Siddhya Yantyuchanadini Vastuni Sakranipi Etina Snestivatandiri Stotmatrena Siddhyati Namapro No Shadantatra Akinchita Vidyate Vinajapina Siddhita Sarvamukha Kanadika Samagranya Pisidyanti Lokashanka Himandara Ritvani Madragamasa Sarvami Bhavitam Shivam Stotramoi Chandikaya Stu Tachkutam Chakarasa Samatirnanta Punyasya Tamyata Paniyantanam So Bhikshima Bhavatoti Sarvame Bandha Sanchaka Krishnayam Bhachaturdasyam Ashtamyam Bhasamakita Tadati Pratikrinati Nanatri Shapasidati Hitam Rupena Tilena Mahadevena Kivitam Yoniskilam Jividainam Japati Nityam Japati Sanskritam Sasila Sikarasobi Kandarvo Jayate Naram Nachoibam Jastasya Hoyam Bhapi Jayate Napamrityu Vashamyati Rito Moksham Abhatniyat Yadva Prarabhya Purvita Nakurvano Vinashati Tato Gati Vasampadam Idam Prarabhyate Buddhe Sobhagyati Chagyatkinchit Tishyate Lalanachane Tatsaram Taprasadena Tena Jagyavidam Shivam Sano Ikstu Gyatmanismin Stotre Sampati Ruchike Vabhati Vasmagrapi Tadha Prarabhya Bhatat Aishwaryam Prasadena Sobhagyarogya Sampada Shatuani Paramoksha Stuyate Sanakim Jani Om. The praise that removes the pin. Now, a pin is actually what we would call in Hindi or Bengali a sickle. And the sickle is a security latch. It's the double lock on the door. You see, the door to the secret of the Divine Mother, the secret of understanding Tantra, is a well-guarded door. It's got lots of security. There's a deadbolt lock, and then there's a security chain. That's the pin. And now we've opened up the lock. We opened the deadbolt. We opened up the security chain, and we get to open up the doors and enter into the secret of the goddess. So this is the praise that opens up the security latch, that removes the pin. Om, presenting the respected mantras of the praise that removes the pin. The consciousness of infinite goodness is the seer. That's Shiva. Anushtuk, 32 syllables to the verses, the meter. The respected great goddess of all pervading knowledge is the deity for the satisfaction of the respected mother of the universe. This appendage of the 700 verses is applied in recitation. Om, we bow to the goddess who tears apart thought. And Markandeya said, Om, pure knowledge is his body, and the 3 Vedas are the vision in his divine eyes. He is the cause of attaining the ultimate. We bow to him who wears the half moon of the bliss of devotion. So we're bowing to Shiva. And Shiva, pure knowledge, Shuddh Vidya, he is the embodiment of Shuddh Vidya. And here, he has the Vedas in his eyes. That's all he sees, is pure wisdom. And he wears that half moon. Remember, Chandra gets to sit on Shiva's head as an adornment. And he was the bliss of devotion. One should understand the mantras that remove the pin. Whoever constantly recites all of these mantras, and I think they're talking about the entire text, attains peace and security. Could there be any greater security than knowing that we are the children of the Divine Mother? And now, what could befall us? Only Mother's will. Those who praise by means of this, O Goddess, by means of the mantras of this hymn, they attain the perfection of indifference to each and every object of existence, uchata. They become indifferent to all the objects of creation. They become dispassionate. They become without attachment. They accept. They become udas, the servant of circumstances. There is no mantra, no medicine, nor anything else known by which indifference to all can be attained without a repeated application. So look at, you don't think you're going to recite one mantra or take one pill or smoke something or in any way you're going to find a shortcut to achieve that state of freedom from attachment, that vairagya. That there's just nothing you can do without doing sadhana. You must do the tapasya. You must have a repeated application. You can't, there's not a shortcut. The guru's not going to touch you on your head until you're ready. They're not going to take all your karma away from you until you give it to them. Don't take that one, Guruji. I'm attached to that one. You can have the rest, but don't take it all. The great reliever perfects every doubt in the world and fills all this with bliss for those who perform these mantras. So it all becomes filled with bliss if you can remember to recite these mantras. He made the praise of she who tears apart thought, and he made it secret. There is no end of its merit, and thus he attached a restraint. He hid it. And he put all kinds of restraints on it. Not only did Brahma, Vishnu, Brahma, Vashishta, Vishwamitra curse these mantras, that you got to use them properly, but Shiva, when he made this praise of she who tears apart thought, he made it secret, because you got to go real deep inside to find the secret. It's not on the surface. It's not for superficial people who want to do spirituality as a part-time hobby. It's a full-time occupation. And thus he attached a restraint. Whoever, with full concentration of mind, will meditate upon all these on the 14th and 8th days of the dark lunar fortnight will undoubtedly attain bliss. So you've got Ashtamam and Chaturdasham and Krishna Pakshi. And then you get real bliss, without a doubt. As one gives, so in return does one receive, and by no other means is she pleased. And this is the form of the pin by which it has been bound by the great God. Dadati pratigrinati jnanatisha prashidate itaham rupena kili namahadevena kilitam. This, you're not going to get any more than you give. You're going to get the prasad of your worship. This is the pin. This is the restraint. Don't think you'll make a slight effort and get total fruit. You got to give the max in order to get just a little bit. Don't think you'll get a little bit and get the max. The maximum is going to be full upon poor little unworthy me. No. Probably not. And this is the form of the pin by which it has been bound. If you give the most, you're going to get the fruit of your karma. And if you give a little bit, well, you're going to get a little fruit. Maybe a slice. The person who constantly recites clearly removes the pin. If you're doing it all the time, and you're doing it with attention and with sincerity and with focus, you clearly remove the pin and becomes an attained one, someone who has attained pure devotion to God. That person joins the retinue of the goddess and becomes a celestial singer. Wherever such a person may move, they are free from fear. Neither would that person be subjected to untimely death, and upon leaving his or her body, that individual attains liberation. Having understood, one should commence and practice it. By not performing, it will perish. Again, by having understood comes fulfillment. This is undertaken by those who know. So if you understand this, get to work. Because if you don't practice it, you're going to lose it. You use it or you'll lose it. And if you've understood it, you've already got the fulfillment. What do you want? What do you want to do when you get up in the morning? Sing the Chandi. Give the most. And this is undertaken by those who know. If you've understood it, you know. And if you know, you do it. All that is auspicious or all that is beautiful or any other auspicious quality seen in women is all the blessing of the divine, and therefore this goodness should be recited. And that has many levels of meaning, because all women in the world reflect her capacity entirely. All the beauty, all the auspicious qualities that you see in women is the blessing of the divine. And they're only beautiful because it's of their divinity. To the extent they reflect the divinity, that's the beauty that they exhibit. And therefore, this goodness should be recited. We should always extol the divine quality. Now, there's another application of that mantra, because traditionally, the men were the sadhus, and the women were the assisters of the sadhana. So they provided the nourishment for the men to do the sadhana. And that's how Rishi and Rishi Patni work together in partnership. He pulls and she pushes. And she she pushes him up to the gate of heaven, and he pulls her through the door. And they work together, complementing each other. So here this could be any beauty or auspicious quality seen in the opposite sex or in your partnership is the blessing of the divine. So see the divine in your partner. And this goodness, this divinity should be recited. Both ways it's true. Another way it's true that the woman is the Shakti. And any beauty, any auspiciousness perceived in Shakti, which means manifested existence, is all the blessing of the divine. So here, this goodness should be recited. Recite the auspiciousness of divinity. Again and again, recite the auspiciousness of divinity. Great wealth is attained for those who recite in moderate tone. And for those of higher tone, it is completely fulfilled, and therefore it must be undertaken. Now, if you recite softly, you get great wealth. And sometimes you even recite silently. But if you recite loudly, it's completely fulfilled. And therefore, it must be undertaken. So remember, there are three forms of pronunciation. There's shabda, where it's audible. There's pumsh, where it's not audible, but you can see the lips moving. And there's manas, where you just hear it inside. So any way you do it, there's this great wealth. But if you do it loudly, then it's completely fulfilled. When the blessing of the Supreme Sovereign is welfare, health, fulfillment, the destruction of all enmity, and the ultimate liberation, why will people not sing her praise? Give me one reason why not. She gives this blessing of fulfillment and welfare and health and the destruction of all enmity, all hostility, and the ultimate liberation. Why don't you want to sing her praise? Why don't you want to sing the Chandi? Can't you invest just a few hours every day to think about God? Oh. And that's the Kilka Stotram. There's a significant mystical tradition associated with the Kilka Stotram that Mother will reveal at a certain stage in the development of an aspirant. That means us. It includes the removal of the pin by which all these mantras of the Shakti have been bound, and the lifting of the curses that open the door to the secret. And these are part of that body of doctrine of the Tantra that is generally held to be magic. And indeed, it most certainly is, but not perhaps, not in the ordinary sense as the public construes magic. As a consequence, the grammatical construction of these verses is obscure, and they've been variously translated in a number of sources consulted. And this rendering attempts to come as close as possible to the spirit and the theme, but the meaning will become more clear after initiation in the Utkilan and Shapadwara mantras. Remember, those are in the front of the book. They're on page 47, the Utkilan and Shapadwara mantras. The Utkilan mantra says, Om Sring Kling Ring Shakti Shakti Chandige Utkilanam Kuru Kuru Swaha. And the Shapadwara mantra says, Ring, Kling, Sring, Prong, Kring, Chandi Kadevyati, Shapadnashanugram Kuru Kuru Swaha. And this we must determine for ourselves after having the experience, and it is recommended that our most respected gurus show the way to its attainment. Unfortunately, no other intellectual explanations will be of any further value. Because you got to go into the intuitive meaning of what it means to give the most and take the prasad. What it means to just give and without expectation. And now, this is the Shapatwara. Remember, we had the curses of Brahma, Vashishta, Vishwamitra, Adi, Brahma Adi, and various other restrictions placed on the Chandi. That this Chandi pot is a scripture of personal transformation. It is an opportunity to change our lives, change our minds, change our values, change our goals, change our aspirations, to change ourselves. If, for any reason, we use this scripture for any other purpose, I want to attain status in the eyes of my friends. I want to earn a livelihood. I'm going to sing the Chandi pot and take money and change your karma. If for any reason we use this Chandi for any other purpose, it means we're abusing our tool. And when the time comes, we won't have a tool for personal transformation. We get stuck. We get stuck in a life without God. Because we've taken all the godliness and we've misappropriated it and said, okay, gee, this is a good way. I can do pujas for other people, or give talks to other people, or give speeches to other people, and I will become rich and famous, etc., etc. And so you need the initiation of the Shapatwara. You must have the understanding of the Shapatwara before you begin to chant the Chandi, or Dadati Pratigrinati. What you give is what you're going to get. And be careful what you give. Use your discrimination and know what you want to give, because that's what you're going to get. The Utkilan mantra is also the mantra that opens the pin. It says, increase. And remember, increase, we're calling Shrim, increase. Sha means Shanti. Ra means your mind. E means your heart. Anuswar means perfection. Srim, Klim. Ka means the cause. La means the manifested existence. E means the causal body. Anuswar means perfection. The cause of dissolving attachment to manifested existence into the causal body, into my intuitive state of being. That perfection is clean. Dream is all of Maya. I've just dissolved all of Maya into the causal body, and now all that exists is Shrim, is peace. Shakti Sati Chandike, these 700 offerings, these 700 opportunities to offer to the goddess Chandike. Chandi. Utkilanam, open the pin. Take that keel and utkil. Take out the pin. Kuru kuru, do it, do it. Do it, do it. Swaha, swa, my own, Nich. Ha, Ishvara, God is my own. Om. These two mantras, the Utkilana mantra and the Shapatwara mantra, if you can understand those and keep that with you as you're chanting the Chandi, then this pin, Dadati Pratigrinati, Nadapisha Prasidati, Itaham Rupina Kilena, Mahadevena Kilitam, as one gives, so in return does one receive, and by no other means is she pleased. And this is the form of the pin by which it has all been bound by the great God. And you could talk about it till the cows come home. We call that Goduli. It's when the dust rises from the hoofs of the cows as at sunset when the cows are coming home. Go do it. It means sunset. The time when the dust rises from the feet of the cows. And you can talk about it. No other intellectual explanation will be of any value to you. You know what you need to know. If you do it, you'll get it. If you don't, you'll lose it. If you abuse it, you'll break your tools. Let's see if there are any questions. Yes, please.
Swamiji, so understanding the two mantras is the initiation, is not necessarily a formal type of initiation?
It's both. It's both. It's on every level. On every level of initiation that you can get, you are getting a very, very intensive level of initiation right now. If you understand. And if you're not understanding it, well, I can whisper it in your ear and maybe you'll understand a little more. And maybe if Ma blows in your ear, you'll hear it a little better. And maybe if someone, we do the entire 16 articles offering and the whole puja to Kabi thee and give you the mantra, maybe you'll understand it a little better. But if you understand it, you've taken the initiation. There are many, many levels of initiation, diksha. And the idea is not I have to have the mantra presented to me in a certain way. I'm going to determine what that way is. What kind of a surrender is that on the part of a disciple? How can the disciple tell the guru, I want diksha this way, just like the other gurus give it? I'm going to sit on a throne and shout it into a microphone, and then everybody come bow down. They often give mass initiations in India that way, to thousands of people at a time. Especially, you can get initiation that way from the Ramakrishna mission. You can get initiation from Bharat Seva Ashram Shama. In this way, many organizations give mass initiations through microphone, and then people line up single file, and they have been initiated by an organization. For us, initiation is a personal relationship between a guru and a disciple, where the guru speaks to my heart. And I know if I've been initiated or not. I don't need a certificate. I know if I heard that in my heart, or if I'm just listening to another speech. I know. And everyone else will know when they see the change in my behavior as a consequence of my taking this new knowledge. They'll know. There's no other need for formal recognition. Now, those who have a need for formal recognition, there are so many ways to get formally recognized. You are the most humblest of all the devotees. You want a certificate? I've got a certificate maker in my computer. We can make you any certificate you like. So, yes, on every level, there's an initiation. And you'll get, for sannyasis, there are 16 initiations. You'll take 16 initiations, 16 levels of initiation, and it's not necessarily by the same guru. Are there other questions, please?
Swamiji, a question from Nanda from San Jose.
Namaste, Nandama. Welcome home.
Pranam Swamiji, can you please explain what it means to perfect a doubt? Thank you very much.
Yes, I can. Because if I have a doubt, I'm in an imperfect state. Every time I doubt, I don't have clear knowledge. I don't have clear understanding. I don't know what is the proper course of action, or how I will utilize this knowledge in my life. So if I perfect the doubt, it means I eradicate the doubt, I expunge the doubt, I annihilate the doubt, I become filled with knowledge and clarity and design, and I know what I want to do. But the language here it was perfect the doubt.
Question from Kumari from Valley Hills.
Namaste, Kumari Ma.
Pranam Swamiji. When we recite mantras like Kilakam or Atha Stotram, what exactly causes the result? Is it the pronunciation of the mantras or understanding the meaning of the mantras or something else? Thank you.
All of the above. All of the above. The mantras are written in Sanskrit. Sanskrit means literally what we do together. San means all together and Kri means to do. Sanskrit, what we do together, we communicate. So we've got a language of communication, and we are communicating vibrations. And these vibrations are important to us because they make us feel the intuitive understanding of what it's talking about. So we got it because we pronounce it, we got it because we understand what it's saying, intellectually and intuitively. We grok it. But there's more to it than that. Come on. There's so much more to it on so many levels. I just came back from Benares and had a marvelous experience performing puja in Annapurna temple. And as I was performing the puja, I was feeling the vibrations of centuries of tradition. How many sadhus had performed this puja this way in this place? And I'm part of that tradition. And that made me feel even more honored, more privileged to be there presenting each article to the gods and reciting the same mantras that they recited, and probably I would be entitled to the same feeling that they felt, the same fruit that they experienced, the whole bhav. There's just so much that goes into reciting the mantras, understanding the mantras, feeling the mantras, becoming the mantra. And then becoming the rishi who expressed the mantra. And now here I am expressing it to you. And that's called parampara. It goes from guru to disciple in disciplic succession, and that is a lineage of this knowledge, a lineage of this heritage. That's this tradition, how it works. We're all part of it. We're not just little isolated individuals in various parts of the world saying, okay, these look like nice mantras, I'll read them. We are part of a tradition and a heritage and a lineage, and this knowledge has been passed from guru to disciple from time immemorial, with the greatest of respect and the greatest of care, so that we really have the feeling of awe when we get to present these mantras. So it's not just the mechanical recitation of the mantra, oh, okay, I can do that correctly. And it's not just the intellectual understanding, oh, I can express, I can read the translation, or I can even understand the Sanskrit. No, it's much more than the whole is greater than the sum of the parts.
There's a follow-up question from Bharati from Nepal.
Namaste, Bharati Ma.
Are the 16 initiations of a sannyasin all in one lifetime or multiple lifetimes? Thank you, Swamiji.
They're all in one lifetime. They're all in one lifetime. And I think I wrote an article about them. I know I wrote an article about them. I don't know where it is. Maybe it's under teachings on the website. If not, then we'll dig it up and post it again.
Another question from Bharati is asking, could you please explain a little more in verse 10 about individual attains liberation? When one dies, do all people attain liberation?
No. No, you carry with you what you were thinking about when you left. So the chances are that most people don't get liberation. They just get liberated from the body, but not from the thoughts that they were thinking while in the body. Now, somebody was thinking about God, and somebody was thinking about the Divine Mother, and somebody was thinking about Guru and getting blessings. They have a better chance of getting liberated than somebody was thinking about the world and my attachments to it, and I don't want to leave it. So, everyone does not get liberated. They get to leave the body. That's one form of liberation. But they carry their thoughts with them.
Question from Srini. What does...
Namaste, Srini Baba.
What does "it is completely fulfilled" in verse 13 mean?
It means it is completely fulfilled. That's the words that they use. Bhavat yeva samagrapi tadhaparavyamevatat. So it means it's completely fulfilled. That if you do it with your heart, and you do it with your soul, and you do it with all your shakti, in ucha swar, in a loud voice, there's just nothing left to fulfill. You're just there, 100%, Srini Baba. There's nothing left to fulfill. It is completely fulfilled. There's no other thought. There's no other outside. There's no other outstanding matter. It's completely fulfilled. Nothing pulling you back. Nothing calling, hey Srini Baba, come pay attention to me. It is completely fulfilled. That's what I understand.
A question from Devi from Atlanta.
Namaste, Devi Ma. Namaste, Angel.
So what is the purpose or meaning of initiation? To give understanding? To begin a certain study of something? Why is it necessary?
Devi Ma, you take initiation to solidify your inspiration and clarify your path and define your curriculum and define and acknowledge your example that you want to follow. And then you get in that relationship between a disciple and a guru, when we've taken the initiation and we've determined and acknowledged and clarified and ratified and proclaimed loudly before God and Guru, that's the example I want to follow. Then there's no more hesitation, or there's no more questioning. Should I go this way or should I go that way? There's no more doubt. There's no more, oh, well, maybe I should go see this guru, maybe I should go. There's no tourism. All the wandering stops and we start making the journey. There's a difference between a wanderer and a traveler. A wanderer goes sightseeing according to the convenience of the journey. But a traveler knows the destination, and a traveler knows the path. And a traveler doesn't waste time. She merely proceeds along her path until she reaches her destination. And that's what the initiation will mean to our lives, if we find that relationship and we really, truly decide to be initiated. We take the initiation. Initiation is not given. Gurus do not make disciples. Disciples make gurus. A disciple will come and say, that's the example I want to follow. That's what I want to be like. Those are the qualities I want to inculcate and implement into my way of being. Now, Can you suggest to me how I can become more like you, dear example? And that's called Diksha. Disciples take Diksha, gurus do not give it. And they certainly can't give Diksha for money. We don't want your money, we want your entire life. What good is a $100 fee or a $50 fee or whatever it is? I don't know what they're charging today, but what good is a fee? I want your entire life. If you want to be a disciple, you'll want to reflect the values of the guru, the bhav, the attitude, the way of prosecuting the functions of life. That's what we'll want to do. That would be the natural desire. Many, many people write to me, can we come and take Diksha? Hell no! What do you mean you're going to come and take Diksha? How are you going to do that? You don't even know me. Come and make yourself into a disciple. And then you will have had Diksha.
Swamiji said disciple born or made?
Disciple is both born and made. They're born with a desire to achieve some kind of spiritual attainment. And then they find the example that represents that spirituality, that attainment to them, and they make themselves into the reflection. So remember, in Sanskrit, disciple means shish. Shisha translates as mirror. You look at the mirror and you see the reflection. And that's the relationship between the guru and the shish. The disciple has made herself or himself into the reflection, the perfect reflection in every way possible of the attitude, the bhava, the quality, the characteristics, the aspects of worship that the guru performs. And that's the relationship. So, is it necessary to take Diksha? Yes. But on what level? On so many levels. Devi, as much as you can. You'll want to inculcate the attitude and understanding and the bhava and the feeling and the intuition. And then make yourself into the reflection of our Divine Mother. Become a Shisha to Srima. And you will become a reflection of the Divine Mother as she prosecutes her functions on the earth.
A question from Ambika from New Jersey.
Namaste Ambika, Namaste Sham.
In verse 7, what is special about the 8th and 14th days? How is it different to meditate on other days?
You'll only feel the intensity of meditation. It's something that you can only feel, Ambika. You will feel it though. But in order to know that you're meditating on the 8th and the 14th days, you better meditate every day. Because, you see, the calendar's different in every county. The almanac differs. And so in order to make sure that you meditate on the 8th and the 14th day, you better meditate on these every day. And then you'll be sure. Because remember, who always recites clearly removes the pen. Who always praises by means of this, they clearly remove the pin. And that's the restraint by which all this is being bound by Mahadeva.
Swamiji, question from Marsha from Twain Heart.
Namaste, Marsha.
Is the longing and desire to understand the most important, along with the effort to do so?
Well, those are key ingredients, Marsha. But in addition to the longing and the effort, to understand is, and there's the sense of privilege that comes with getting to understand. And there's the feeling of joy, the feeling of privilege by getting to do the sadhana. And we can wrap it up into one package. We'd have to call it all of the above. It's not just about understanding, and it's not just about feeling, and it's about living spirituality. I don't want to put it in one compartment or another compartment. It's the entire gestalt, the whole package.
Swamiji, Masha says that it seems the mechanical recitation and doing X number of recitations would not carry much power or energy.
You're wrong there, Marcia. It does. It carries a lot of power, because if you sit for an hour, you may pay attention for 1 minute. And if you sit for 2 hours, you may pay attention for 2 minutes. If you sit for 4 hours, you may pay attention for 4 minutes. And if you sit for 6 hours or 8 hours, you may pay attention for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. And as it grows, so will the time of absorption grow. And so the mechanical recitation will give us an opportunity to slow down and get beyond the mechanics of it. If you don't do the mechanical recitation, you'll never slow down that much so you can go beyond. So that's the objective.
Question from Nanda. Does the verse Dadati Prati Grihnati imply that effort is the most important thing?
No. Nanda, again, it's all important. You have to have proper motivation. You have to have a clear intention. You have to have all of it. You have to have pure love and trust and faith in your guru. All of this is important. I mean, I can't say that I'm praying to God, my guru's sitting on my side, and we're reading these mantras just as she reads them, but I don't trust her. How can I want to be like her? Maybe there's a doubt there. Well, let's debate the doubt. No, let's not debate the doubt. We're reading the text. Oh, well, and then the mind is wandering. Your mouth is saying one thing, you're watching a different movie inside. The idea is not to go to the movies. The idea is to make the movie stop so you have only one image, the image of divinity. Without a doubt. The sunshine.
And she asks, what is the giving referred to here?
Whatever you give, whatever you offer. If you're offering your asana, your pranayama, your mudra, your recitation, your sadhana, your japa, your anything you want to give, that's what it refers to. Yes, please.
Swamiji, also on verse 11 it says, by not performing it will perish.
Absolutely.
But why is it that even when we get a sadhana going and we're very consistent with it, and then somehow it stops? Why don't you not keep that? That consistency doesn't stay, that momentum doesn't stay.
Not only doesn't the momentum stay, but you can't remember the mantras when you come back to them. Mm-hmm. So you forget. If you don't use it, you will lose it. And that's true. I mean, it's written in the scripture. But I know myself, I used to be a repository of the Vedas. I have a lot of it upstairs. In fact, people used to say, you're full of it. And I accepted that with impunity. And so when I got involved in chanting the Chandi and didn't have time to chant the Vedas anymore, sometimes I start to sing a mantra and say, oh, where's my book? Because I couldn't remember somewhere in the middle. Was it singular or dual or plural, or was it what kind of ending did the verb have? And I forgot. And I am losing it. Neglect, it causes me to lose it. But I'm in this sadhana now. I'm not in Vedic sadhana, so I'm enjoying this. And I know anytime I pick up the Vedic books and read my old books, I'll have a lot of fun. But I don't have it all memorized today because of the neglect. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste.